Hey, this is Zacklog the Great. I'll warn you in advance, this video is mostly about petty internet drama. However, I do think there's a useful lesson to learn here if you'll stick with me to the end. So, about 5 months ago, someone commented on my video why I believe in racial IQ differences, saying, quote, "You've got African lips, nose, and curly hair. Your grandmother likes cream in her coffee." Now, if you're not used to such terminology, he was saying that I have black features and one of my grandmothers slept with a black man. Considering that all of my nominal grandparents are white, and especially considering how such behavior would have been regarded at the time, almost 80 years ago, he cast a grave insult at my grandmothers. I replied that he had said absolutely nothing to prove me wrong in one thing I'd said. By the way, this nose? Does that look like a black man's nose to you? This hair, yes, it's curly, but does this even slightly resemble the texture of black people's hair? Add to that I have never in my life had someone say such things about me except when attacking me on my videos concerning race. And you can see what idiotic nonsense this is. Anyway, this moron then challenged me to live stream a debate with him. So his very first move, my very first encounter with him, is a crude and moronic ad hominem, and then he wants me to debate him. No. Then, about a month later, another account commented on the same video asking me for a debate. I did the obvious thing and looked at the account. It was created that very day. In fact, there was not sufficient time between the creation of that account and the comment for this person to even watch the entire video. I explained this in my reply, and speculated that this was the same person who had demonstrated himself to be a complete ass, trying again. That account never replied. Proof? No. Good evidence that I was right? Yes. Now, just a week ago, I get an invitation for a debate from another account. He says we should live stream a discussion, or at least I should reply to his comments, and he says that if I don't debate him, he's going to post a reply video to his main channel. This account is empty. It follows no one and has posted no videos. Given how our conversation later went, I think this was the same person. I explained that since YouTube is so bizarrely censorious in the comments section, a real conversation on the topic was impossible there. If he wanted, he'd have to do so on Odyssey. He did reply on Odyssey, and I warned him that race realists have heard all of the anti-racist arguments 1,000 times, but most anti-racists have never really heard what we had to say, so this might not go well. He proceeded to post a big, long set of talking points. I've learned from long experience with these sorts of arguments that you don't try to answer everything at once. That leads to a huge confusing mess which never gets anywhere. If you actually want to figure something out, you pick one point and hammer on that. One of his talking points included, quote, "Race realists cannot answer this question." This exactly proved my point because yes, we have a ready answer. I didn't even have to think about it. I had heard it a dozen times from as many sources. I told him this demonstrated my point about how we've heard them, but they never hear us. I then explained our answer. He replied, "Well, that's not true because..." Now, to be fair, his objections made some sense, and I had to think about them. But they weren't insuperable. And here is where things went off the rails. He also said, quote, "Just admit you want to believe what you want to believe, but please don't act like you care about the facts or are willing to have your mind changed." And this is why I decided to record this video. You see, if you actually want to have a conversation, if you actually want a debate, you can never say that or anything like that. That is the end of the conversation. I told him to retract that or fuck off. Since he wouldn't retract and I didn't want to be tempted to waste time arguing with him, I banned him. When you say something like that, the only debate that is possible at that point is on your intellectual integrity. If your opponent directly attacks that, there's no point in talking to him, and why would he want to talk to you? He just said your words are worthless because you're perfectly willing to lie. There is no other conversation that can be had at that point until you've addressed that. If you're playing a board game with someone and you accuse them not of cheating at one particular point, but of not caring about the rules at all, the game ceases. You treat every move of theirs as inherently suspect. You can't have a real game. The only game at that point is catching them cheating. And if you genuinely think they're cheating, but you're continuing to play, why would you not cheat? Lie yourself. You obviously would. Therefore, once you've said that, they can't trust you either. It doesn't matter if you think it's true. If you want to have a conversation, you can't say it. Now, if you don't mind blowing up the conversation, if having a discussion is not your goal, feel free to go there. But if not, you simply cannot say something like that. There is a choice a person can make that prevents all possible choices that might follow. There are thoughts that, if accepted, destroy the possibility of further thought. And there are things you can say in a conversation that end all possibility of further conversation. Now, you may still have a reason to say these things, but be aware of what you're doing. God be with you.